So today we are going to talk about agile software development. From that, Scrum is one of the which implement this agile philosophy. Scrum is a framework we can say which implement the agile, and now we are going to discuss high level planning. Okay, Scrum planning in details. So multi-level planning in Scrum. Okay, you can imagine yourself as an industry. Okay, you need to assume you as you are running one software industry, and of course it will not be the case that you will be handling one project at a time, right? This is not a sequential flow. First we will work on one project, we will complete entire team will work on the same project, we will deploy that project, and then only we will be thinking of the next project. No, the business will not run with this strategy, right? So whenever opportunities are coming to your door, so you need to grab that opportunity and you need to pick up that projects. Okay, you can imagine if the situation is like your team, you as a software industry, you are handling two projects. Okay, two projects your companies are working on, and it's like these two projects, like one of the projects deployment, delivery, release. Okay, complete delivery you have planned, like it's a plan within next 2 weeks, but yet you are having now itself you are having a offer of like one of the customer is coming to your organization and asking you to just take this assignment, take this project. But you know that the situation, what situation, in which situation you are there, uh, your team is engaged with another assignment, right? So the resources allocation, resource management is one kind of problem, but you still you know that if you take that assignment, it your company will be in the profit, and because of just 2 week of period you can't let it go. Okay, so here's the portfolio planning comes into the picture, right? So everything you need to plan, like when you are thinking about the industry is not just handling one project at a time. In industry multiple projects are uh, running simultaneously, their developments are happening simultaneously in the parallel. So Scrum is something like in Scrum framework we have discussed like sprint planning and daily stand-up meeting we have discussed. But when you think about software organization, high-level planning is required. So what kind of planning we have to just consider? So the strategic portfolio product and release planning we have to do in detail, right? So portfolio planning, what do you mean by portfolio planning? Like uh, you need to decide looking at the the profit, like there must be few projects on which your company is working on their development. So uh, so that pura planning with which particular product development you will be starting with, and उसके बाद कौन सा करोगे in overlapping, right? That all the things you need to plan properly in portfolio planning. Okay, the flow of your different product development, project development, that you have to do in portfolio planning. In release planning, like if you're having a b c d products, so you need to plan the releases of this different product, okay, project. So you need to plan that. Sprint planning, already you know, sprint planning is something with the product planning. Product matlab it's only single product. Portfolio is about uh, all the products. Okay, company has to think about the concept project when we have to start and how the resource allocation we need to do, and for which project, which product we have to give priority. That will get decided in the portfolio planning. Product planning, where we will be, whenever like from the portfolio you have been assigned with the particular product development. So in product planning, you will be doing envisioning. What do you mean by envisioning? You will think about that product, what are the scopes and the objectives, what we are expected to do in this particular project, particular product. So basically, you will start with creation of product backlog, and then release planning. You will plan for that particular product. Sprint planning, how to do that sprint planning. We already discussed that, and the to achieve that, you are always doing the daily stand-up meeting whenever you are on the sprint cycles. But apart from that, like strategy planning is also there. You can imagine like strategy planning, right? So you know that, right? Ki, uh, the the project is coming to your place, but you know that that project is not giving you so much profit. But at the same time, you know that, okay, you know that you have to pay back to your employees, and you can't just let them sit on the bench, ideal, right? So you will have this strategy. Let's take this projects to just run the organization. So that kind of strategic plannings will be at the upper layer. Okay, so again, which projects is giving you more profit? So uh, you may, and which projects needs early delivery to just grab the market. Depending on that, you will decide the strategy, which customer is more important to you, right? The customer who are with you, they can adjust for you. So that kind of strategy you can just have to do in strategic planning. So this how, like, these organizations typically require high level planning activities as well in the form of strategic portfolio, product and release planning. Strategic planning, what do you mean by strategic planning? An activity for determining sets portfolio of related software development projects that an organization need to carry out. कौन से different products you are having, right? Uh, और कौन से लेने चाहिए, right? If particular project product is coming to you guys, and you know that you are not having like still you are having parallel project running in the industry, and but at the same time you know that one of the project will get deploy by within next 2 weeks. So you can decide a strategy. Let's accept the new project product development, and somehow you will have the strategy to manage that 2 weeks duration. Right, either you will just do the pre-work or something else, but you just give the commitment, right? uh, because you don't want to let it go to the other. If you deny, other software industry might create a business out of that, or take that assignment, right? So you need to decide a strategy. Okay, that will happen in, or concept, like what kind of project assignments, software development we can do, right? uh, Whatever expertise we, since as an organization we are working in this domain since last so many years, so we are expertise in this. So you will be having strategy to uh, accept the product of that category, right? Instead of just starting with the new domain. So that will happening in the strategic planning, portfolio planning and the management. So here you will be deciding, like, as an industry you are handling different product development, different projects. So sequence, the order, and वो हर एक प्रोडक्ट का डेवलपमेंट कितने टाइम चलेगा, एंड एक्टिविटी फॉर डिटरमाइन which product of portfolio to work on, in what order, and for how long. Then comes the product planning, which is called as, अभी पूरा ऊपर का हो गया, like sequence बना के हो गया कि we will start with this product A, and after completion of 2 weeks we will start with product B, and then then and then Okay, so this you are doing in the portfolio planning. So, like after 2 weeks of completion of product A, you can start with product B, then product C. So, yeah, that you will be doing in the portfolio planning. Next, product planning. So now, if you are decided that you will be starting with product A, then your team need to work on the product A. Yeah, then envisioning is something you have to do, like you have to decide the vision of that product development. You need to create a product backlog and the product roadmap you are supposed to create. So that will happen in the product planning, an activity for capturing the essence of a potential product and creating a rough plan for its creation. Envisioning begins with the creation of vision, followed by the creation of high level product backlogs and the frequently a product roadmap. Then comes the release planning. Like आपने product planning कर दिया, then you need to decide कि when you can release that particular product. So that release planning, you will this is an activity for making scope. Like what different kinds of features you are providing with this product development, then on which date you are delivering that project, deploying that project, and the budget, right? Trade-off for increment delivery of a product. So these are the different plannings you need to do. So in short, you can imagine portfolio level, right? Horizon kya hai? Possibly a year or more. Okay, a portfolio planning industry will do at like in once a year. Then who all are involved with that? Stakeholder and product owner. फोकस क्या रहता है? मैनेजिंग अ पोर्टफोलियो ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स एंड डिलीवरेबल्स क्या होंगे? पोर्टफोलियो बैकलॉग्स एंड कलेक्शन इन प्रोसेस प्रोडक्ट. ओके, बैकलॉग कितना है? मतलब स्टिल हमें कौन से प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर लाइक व्हाट डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स आर देयर इन अ क्यू एंड कौन से प्रोजेक्ट के ऊपर हम एज ए इंडस्ट्री वी आर जस्ट वर्किंग ऑन. So then comes product envisioning. So envisioning is up to many months or longer. Who all are there? Product owner and the stakeholder, and what are the focus? So vision and the product evolution over time. And यहाँ पे what are the deliverables? Product vision, roadmap, high level features. Then release 3 or fewer to 9 months. Okay, इतना release हो सकता है, right? Entire Scrum team and stakeholder continuously balance customer value and overall quality against the constraints of scope, budget, schedule, and the budget, right? Release frequent release क्यों चाहिए? Because continuous कि आपको feedback समझ में आता है whether customer is satisfied or not. So that brings the customer values, and the deliverables are released now. And iteration, sprint and daily scrum meeting you already know, right? So if you look at this diagram, this is the planning hierarchy. So product vision, if you are having, right, पहले तो पूरा क्या होगा? पोर्टफोलियो प्लानिंग होगा. फ्रॉम पोर्टफोलियो प्लानिंग यू विल कम टू नो नाउ you have to start to work on particular product A. So you will decide its vision, then you will create its product backlog. Once the product backlog is getting created, you will create a roadmap, right? A roadmap can be your sprint planning, and then basically you have to plan a release. Like this much you will be trying to release in first release, second release, third release, right? So to have that release, you need to do the sprint planning, right? So like for this release you need to do sprint planning. So you will having the sprint cycles, and like 4 sprint cycle to for this release, version 1, right? And from this sprint 1, like sprint 1 may like whatever features are there in your sprint backlog, you will try to clear out that in sprint 1, right? So in this fashion, the planning happens in the Scrum. So portfolio planning in detail we are going to discuss. So what is there in portfolio planning? Input क्या होता है portfolio planning के लिए? तो newly envisioned products. So जो भी नया, you can imagine you are industry, you have to assume yourself as an industry, software industry, and the new project is coming to your door. So customer is coming to your place for development. So that is newly envisioned product. So you have to decide its vision and the product backlog, right? For inclusion in portfolio backlog and in process products, right? Activities क्या करना पड़ेगा portfolio planning में? You need to do the scheduling to determine the proper sequence of products in the portfolio backlog, managing inflows, right? Determine when to insert items into portfolio backlog. कब आपको insert करना है, मतलब नया तो आया है but whether you are capable of accepting that assignment or not, right? Managing outflow, determining when to pull a product out of the portfolio backlog, right? मतलब portfolio backlog से कब निकाल के you will be giving it to the uh, product planning, right? Whether your team is ready to accept the new product development. Managing in process products, so determining when to uh, preserve, pivot, deliver or terminate a product that is currently in the process. कि जो भी डेवलपमेंट चालू है तो it may happen like your team is not doing good, and you wanted to, as an industry CEO, you can take portfolio planning. In portfolio planning you can just think of terminating any product developments, or you can plan a delivery as well, right? Output क्या होगा? Portfolio backlog, which is nothing but prioritized list of future product, right? And the in process product कौन से active है, and so you can imagine इनपुट क्या होता है पोर्टफोलियो प्लानिंग के लिए? न्यू प्रोडक्ट डेटा एंड इन प्रोसेस। तो लाइक नए कौन से आपके आपके पास प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट किया है, पुराने कौन से के ऊपर आपका टीम का काम चालू है, दैट विल बी द इनपुट टू द portfolio planning. And output is backlog and in process product, and who all are the involved in this? So internal stakeholder, product owner and other members. So here you need to manage in process, manage inflows and outflows. Then portfolio planning strategy, okay, strategies. So scheduling on what parameters, rubrics you will be doing, scheduling, right? Life cycle profits, cost of delay, accuracy, not precision. On that parameters you will be doing the scheduling, right? So अगर एक particular per in portfolio planning, if you are having say यहाँ पे कितने product development है? D, चार, A B C D. So if you are delaying, okay, if you are changing the sequence, like if you are delaying the B product, and you are putting it at the last, what was the overall cost of delay for your organization? That you need to take into consideration while you are sitting for the scheduling. Accuracy, not precision. Always I am telling you one example, like when you are writing the paper of 100 marks, right? And you know that particular question is having only 10 marks, but still you are investing lot of time in writing, making it perfect, making like beautifying it, because you know it very well, you have studied that topic very well. But that will not making so perfect, making so accurate, will this precious will not help you. Rather it is a bad management. It might happen that afterward you will not get enough time to attempt other questions. The case may be that you have utilized, you have killed the time of other questions. Um, so that is the something when you are like sitting for the scheduling, you need to think about the accuracy, not the precision, right? So inflows, what will be the inflows in the product backlog? So economic filters, like economic filters in the with if you are going with the sequence, like how much product A is costing, how much to you guys, right? Uh, as an investment, right? How many people you need to put on that assignment, employees, right? D. And whether you are having that, whether you are having that technical skill set, or you need to arrange a training for that guys, which will delay your product development, right? So all that filters you need to arrival rate, right? एक बार में you are having lot of project is coming to your door at the same time. Say 8 projects are coming to your door at the same time. Whether you are able to take all these assignments, right? Whether you are ready uh, in views of infrastructure or other parameters, right? Emergent opportunities. You know that whatever project is coming to you guys is just going to give you a lot of profits and it's having a great opportunity. So, uh, can you just do any adjustment with the existing product is delaying the deployment of particular products, smaller, more frequent release. So that are the inflows in portfolio backlogs, and the outflows are ideal work, not ideal workers. Work in work in progress limit, complete engaged team, right? आपका फोकस क्या रहना चाहिए कि whenever you are just doing कि ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि हमारा वर्क कंटिन्यूअसली चालू रहना चाहिए हर एक ये प्रोडक्ट. You can see how the planning was done in portfolio planning, product A, then product B, product C, product D. So ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि uh, you did something wrong in portfolio backlog, and your team needs to work on two, three products at the same time, and they are just like overburden for them. It's a overburden for them to just work on three. So that is not properly work in limit. You know that these are the things which we have to complete, right? These are the assignments with our industry, product development with our industry. So you need to, and you need to think about कि every time ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए पहले you did the planning, and after finishing of product A, your team are sitting ideal, and there are still three assignments are in the queue, product development are in the queue. So that complete engagement of team you need to do it, that thought you need to give in the ये portfolio backlog. Then comes product planning, पूरा वो sequence create करके हो गया, then आपके पास assignment आएगा software development team के पास कि now industry start to working on this particular product. सो इनपुट क्या रहेगा इस प्लानिंग के लिए? इनिशियल आइडिया और पाइवोटेड आइडिया फॉर री इन्विजनिंग कि क्या है प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट, क्या है जिसके ऊपर आपको काम करना है. प्लानिंग हॉरिजॉन मतलब हाउ फार इनटू फ्यूचर वी शुड बी कंसिडर, कितना समय है आपके पास ये करने के लिए. एक्सपेक्टेड कंप्लीशन डेट फॉर एनविजनिंग, राइट? ये जो पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट है वो कितने दिन में आप कंप्लीट कर दोगे. And budget resources available to conduct envisioning, right? आपके पास कितना बजट है, कितने रिसोर्सेस है, how many employees are team members are with you to complete this particular product, and the confidence threshold, uh, the definition of done for envisioning, right? ये product हो गया, right? What is the definition of done for this particular product? So that will be the input given for you when you are sitting for the product planning. So what activities you have to carry out then? So you are supposed to create a vision of that product, then you need to create a product backlog, then roadmap and other knowledge if required, right? And what will be the output? Okay, yeah, activity here you did, like always I'm telling you, artifacts, right? You did the project, but what are the artifacts? What is the proof? Visual things that you did it, document. So it's a report which you are preparing will say that you did the project. So that is the artifacts of your project work. In similar way, activities you are doing, but what are the artifacts or the outputs of that activities are project vision you will be having, roadmap you will be having, and backlog is something which will be there with you guys, right? So you can imagine participants who all are there for the product planning. So stakeholder teams, other members, and these are the inputs you will be envisioning that product. And output में आपके पास क्या होगा? Product का vision होगा, product का backlog होगा, roadmap होगा and other artifacts. So product vision, right? The product vision provides a clear description of areas in which the stakeholder, example user and customer, get a value from the products, right? विजन मतलब आप कस्टमर को क्या प्रोवाइड करोगे, राइट? हु ऑल आर द एरियाज, राइट? जैसे यू कैन इमेजिन विजन ऑफ जोमेटो. जोमेटो प्रोडक्ट का विजन क्या रहा? व्हाट कैन बी द विजन ऑफ द जोमेटो एट द बिगिनिंग व्हेन they sat for the product planning? So they must have envisioned that they will target the Horeca industry, like hotel industry. They will bring the description in the hotel industry with cloud kitchen concept, right? Whether the customer and the hotel will be able to uh, do the uh, provide the demand and deliver the food online with the cloud, right? So, and the value, get the value from the product. तो कस्टमर को क्या फायदा होगा एंड द होटल इंडस्ट्री को क्या फायदा होगा? होटल लाइक उनको एक्स्ट्रा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, they need not to worry about the extra infrastructure. They need to just have a setup of kitchen, right? And the food will get delivered to the client's doorstep. And how the customers are getting benefited out of it, what is the value of that Zomato product to the customer sitting home, need not to go outside the home, and they will having the food at fingertip, right? So that is something they have decided in the vision. So vision, even of the complex product, should be simple and should provide a coherent direction to those involved in the project. तो वो विजन बहुत आपको सिंपल रखना है, इवन दो यू नो ये बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोडक्ट है, बट विजन इज समथिंग which needs to be very clear to the stakeholder, whoever are involved in the particular project. So uh, we will not go in detail, but ये format से vision statement के, right? Elevator statement, product data sheet, product vision box, user conference slides, press release, magazine review. So we will not discuss this in detail. I just want to discuss with you. Already we have discussed this, how to write a stories, like stories we are putting in product backlog. So I just read the story for example story for you guys. So as a typical user, I want to teach SR for you what types of reviews to discard, so that SR for you will know what characteristics you use when discarding reviews on my behalf. Role, क्या करना है और क्या होगा, right? As a typical user, I want a simple Google like interface for requesting a review search, so that I don't have to spend much time describing what I want, right? As a typical user, I want to have SR for you monitor the internet for new review on products or services of interest, and automatically filters and propose them to me, so that I don't have to keep asking SR for you to do it for me, right? So just last I will read for you. As a product vendor, I want to be able to show an SR for you branded review summary for my products on my website, so that people can immediately see what the marketplace thinks of my products, as determined by trusted sources like SR for you, right? So this is just a case study example, right? It's an example. SR for you is something software, right? Products on which they are just, it's just case study of how to write the stories. So then product roadmap, right? Roadmap matlab versions, like up how you are planning the versions, various release, right? So this is first release, this is second release, this is third release. So first release में क्या करोगे, second release में क्या करोगे, third release में क्या करोगे. So consist of series of releases for achieving some or all the product vision, right? Then release planning, right? Release planning is something, input क्या दिया जाएगा release planning को. तो of course product का vision क्या है, backlog क्या है, and roadmap क्या है, and the velocity. Again we are going to discuss this velocity in detail, but velocity is something like speed of your team development, right? Like development speed of your team, कि कितना स्पीड से आपका टीम डेवलपमेंट करती है, दैट इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज वेलोसिटी. सो एक्टिविटीज, तो आपको क्या करना है, सो रिव्यूइंग रिलीज कंस्टेंट. ये रिलीज प्लान करने के लिए कंस्टेंट क्या मतलब कितने फीचर्स एक्सपेक्टेड है, कौन से डेट पे एक्सपेक्टेड है, बजट कितना है, एंड देन एमआरएफ मतलब मिनिमम रिलीजेबल फीचर्स. सो यू हैव टू डिसाइड कि क्या मिनिमम, जैसे एमवीपी बोलते हैं, मिनिमम वायबल प्रोडक्ट, राइट? वैसे ही यहाँ पे मिनिमम रिलीजेबल फीचर्स क्या होंगे. देन प्रोडक्ट बैकलॉग ग्रूमिंग, बिकॉज वी आर इन द अजाइल, राइट? सो अजाइल में कस्टमर satisfaction is given more important. So always after every sprint and every release we are asking customer to give the changes, give the suggestions to improve the product. So there, if anything, any new requirements are coming, so we need to groom our product backlog, right? So that also you need to consider in release planning. And sprint mapping, indicating in which sprint some or many of the product backlog items might be created. And output kya hoga, of course release plan, which will be showing when we will finish, what features we will get, what the cost will be, what the desired MRFs are for the release, and how some of product backlog items map to sprints within the release, right? So this will be the output with release planning. You can imagine participant, stakeholder, scrum team, input दिया जाएगा, product का vision, product का backlog, product का roadmap and velocity. Release planning, ये तीन चीजें बहुत important है, scope, date and budget, right? And release plan you can have them. So this is all about